Hello, my beautiful Aries, my lovely soul tribe, my Aries crew. It's your girl, Chrissy. And I'm here. It's Tuesday. It's my lunch break from work, and I would love to spend half of it with you, my lovely lot. So I hope you're all well. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Even if you don't make it to the end or it doesn't resonate, I would still appreciate a little bit of thumbs up support. If you don't mind, my darlings, it really does give me a boost of confidence. And please subscribe. So it's an Aries general reading. I'm going to leave the comments open, so you're welcome to comment as long as it's kind what you type. And liking, subscribing, commenting, it's all a really good energetic exchange between you and I, which helps me to potentially be able to pick up more on your personal energy. A lot of my messages are personal, they're specific, so please only take what's for you. You decide what resonates naturally and discard anything that I say that doesn't, and you decide how the messages resonate, who it's about, basically. Place yourself in the situation that I'm highlighting where you belong. General readings aren't going to resonate for everyone every time. So, some bits might, or, if you're lucky, maybe the whole thing might, but it's not going to happen every time. So you can have a look at my past Aries readings on my channel if you would like. They're all timeless. See if you're drawn to any. Give me a thumbs up on them. The more thumbs up, the more. YouTube just does not seem to be pushing my channel. Even though I get quite a few views. Some of the videos have got like 1,000 views. I've even had one that had 100 likes, and there's still, nobody's. I think it's weird, but never mind. So your last reading that I posted for you yesterday, it was kind of bugging me after I'd uploaded it, and because I was just getting really cross. It was like, Aries, you seem to be surrounded by idiots. And I was getting, it's someone else's monkeys. So it's either someone else's family, I don't know if it's, the family that you've married into, or your ex's family, or your work family. But that King of Cups was coming through for you again. Whoever that one person is who's got that unconditional love for you, male or female, stick to them. Just don't listen to anyone else. There were all these people on the bottom of your deck yesterday, in coming at you and coming at you behind your back. So that pisses me off. So hold your head up high anyway, Aries. So I was getting Hey Jude, the Beatles song. I was getting Black Velvet, Alana Miles. Now, the first thing that came to my head was that Black Velvet might be a drink. I don't know if it's a cocktail or if it's something to do with Guinness, or, a cocktail with Guinness and something else. I don't know. I was getting that someone is, or there's something about moving to a sunnier climate for someone's health. I don't know if it's for their breathing, or if it's for their, arthritis, the bones when it's warmer. I was getting ear seeds again. I've picked that up a couple of times for you before. I think they are these little beads that you pin into your ear. I don't know if they pin into the tragus or something. And they help with anxiety. They've been on the Dragon's Den, the programme, I think. No, I'm not affiliated with Ear Seeds or Dragon's Den or Black Velvet or whatever. So We have Lightseer's tarot deck, which was pre-shuffled last night, and then it was prepared and readied this morning when I got up. And then I was kind of called to grab the Lenormand Oracle deck, which is ready to go as well, pre-shuffled and ready to deal. I'm not going to look at the bottom of the deck until last. I've kind of made my mind up. So I'll put those to one side and we'll just get straight in and deal your cards, my loves. I hate this thing keeps getting, I don't like ruffles in it. So I think I've got the deck upside down. So we start off with King of Wands. And then we've got the Hanged Man. So this could be about you if you've got Pisces in your chart, or about someone else with Pisces in their chart. Now what I'm getting from these two cards is passion, because the King of Wands, Queen of Wands as well, is about confidence, outward attractiveness, passion, energy, drive, action. So there's something about the action, the passion was put on hold here. So I don't know whether this is a past relationship, or it could even be a present relationship, where there's been one of the partners has been withholding sex, and it's made the other partner feel unattractive. There's something about, there could be something about how this person, whoever they are, sees themselves. Maybe it could be you, maybe you're having trouble seeing yourself as attractive, but you are attractive. You are magnetic here. You are catching someone's attention, or this can be vice versa. This could be someone who's catching your attention, past or present. It could be a situation where this person's in front of someone, they're with that person, there's a couple, and even though this is an attractive partner, the other partner's looking around at other people, with this Hanged Man, they're kind of looking elsewhere. Or it could be a situation, I've got a few different scenarios, so please just take what's yours. It could be a situation where, there's a couple, past or present, in a relationship, and one of them fancies another person that's not their partner. There's something about trying, I can't force sexual attraction. I can't force sexual chemistry, that kind of the physical intimacy. It's kind of giving me what I've just watched on TV, if I'm honest with you. And I do try to ask Spirit not to bring TV programs, present and future, into the readings, but they do crop in. Loads of times I'll get names and little phrases and situations, and I'll not know what they're about. And then I'll watch my readings back and I'll think, well, that was something I watched on TV, but I watched it in the future at the time. Now this, it's Married at First Sight UK, and I'm not affiliated with that program, but I love it. And I normally record it from the night before and I watch it in the morning with my morning coffee. And there's one girl on there, and she's got, they've chosen for a really kind, sweet, positive, pleasant kind of a guy, but she's just not attracted to his looks. And she's kind of caught her eye on other people, and it's made him feel insecure. And, the poor guy, he's lovely and he is a nice looking guy, but he's admitted that he's put a little bit of weight on, from what he was in the past. He's sort of let his weight go a bit because he's quite happy, and maybe he doesn't want to diet and go to the gym, and he's quite happy in his own sort of the size he is. but she maybe likes, her typical type would be someone maybe more athletic or something like that. And it's causing, she can't see past the looks thing. And every time I watch this, and I know the poor girl has gotten a lot of stick in the press, but when I watch it, and she is obviously a lot younger than I am, but it makes me sort of think, well, just judging by the looks rather than anything else is kind of like a lust thing. Love is blind. Love doesn't go by the looks. It's just something else, isn't it? So I don't know whether there's that kind of situation that has gone on in the past for someone. Now, it doesn't mean that someone had put on a bit of weight or whatever, or was even insecure or anything like that. It might just be the physical attraction for whatever reason. Just, there's something where someone's trying to say, do you not see me like that? Do you not sort of see me in terms of attraction, or does someone not see themselves as how attractive they are? That looked like a sticky card. I thought there was one stuck to it. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I quite often see that wheel as the wheel of time, the hands of time, So it's like, given time, there's this situation, it could be at the start of a relationship, or it could be, whenever, really. But then as time passes on, if you allow that to happen, if you don't kind of leave the relationship, then King of Cups, there could be an emotional connection that forms. It could turn into love. Or if this is about someone, there's two men cards. You can switch the genders around, but you can switch the energy around as well. It could be that someone fancied one person and had feelings for another as time went on, still sort of withholding, keeping back the passion for one because they fancy the other, but there's still feelings for that one, or vice versa. So it's like, this could turn into love, this could be a past thing, and at the start, could be the feelings at the start of it, the first period of the relationship, it's the emotional bond could form. It's kind of like a lottery, isn't it? The Wheel of Fortune there. It's like, you might not fancy someone at the start, but they might be your fated soulmate, King of Cups, Two of Cups. It could be that someone has got a soulmate and they don't see that person as their soulmate. They don't see them as a potential romantic interest. They just see them as a friend or an acquaintance or whatever. But it's like, there's something here about being honest with someone that you cared about or care about, or them being honest with you. If there's this hesitation about the sexual side of things, if the passion, if the enthusiasm was being held back for whatever reason, there should be an honest conversation, because this person is true. There should be, this could be you. So the opportunity should be taken to say the right thing, to be honest and transparent and genuine with how they feel, in the relationship. So I'm still getting that thing like can't see it, you know, someone's maybe just going for someone that they fancy, which I've just kind of said, really, haven't I? But they can't see that it's someone else who they should be with. We've got the Eight of Wands, conversation. We've got the World, fixed energy, Leo. We've got Leo the Lion up there as well. So Leo, Aquarius, Taurus and Scorpio is the fixed signs, are the fixed signs. So Eight of Wands world, it could be an online conversation on social media inbox or WhatsApp or something like that. I feel like someone, and I'm not going to say who's who because it might not even be you, but someone's trying to soothe another person. They're trying to make them feel better in this online conversation. Because I feel like someone clammed up. I don't know whether this is, discussing a relationship, a past relationship or whatever, and sort of highlighting the fact that the other person clammed up whenever it came to talking about feelings. And again, this was coming through in maths, Married at First Sight. There was a couple who got on really well, but she was sort of saying, I don't know if he's going to be able to talk about deep matters, to get into heart-to-heart deep conversations. So it's kind of, sometimes Spirit shows me, a celebrity example, an example from my past, something that's I've read in a book or seen on TV, because it's going on for you as well. So we've got the Knight of Swords, which is the runner. So, someone did a runner, someone maybe had a motorbike. It looks like a skull and crossbow as well. It always gives me this not a very nice feeling, that particular depiction of the card. But someone, I feel like it's talking about this runner, someone who ran when things got, someone who closed things down when love was mentioned, someone who just ran out on potentially what could have been their soulmate. This could be even, just judging by appearances and not getting deep and seeing that that person is your soulmate on that deeper love level, and just doing a flit just because you don't like, what they're wearing, or, like the colour of their eyes or their appearance in some way. So it's, and then there's like whoever's been ran out on, it's kind of like, this is a conversation between them and someone that cares about them, about what love is and what love isn't. And, and I'm sorry this person sort of ran out on you, because you could have been their emperor or empress, their true match. So we've got the reversed Four of Cups. You see, the tagline for me as a reader of the reversed Four of Cups is seize the day, carpe diem. Maybe someone could have a tattoo with something like that on them, or they could have a t-shirt, or a badge or something. They could use that particular turn of phrase. It's given me a Avenged Sevenfold song, seize the day. Die regretting the time we lost. It's empty and cold without you. I'm getting the I'm getting the goosebumps. Honest to God, I'm getting the goosebumps all over. Yeah, someone should have seized the day. This is what they regret. And like I say, I'm not going to try and guess who. Someone either should have taken action, but the action was put on pause. And either they didn't, they turned and fled, or someone took one look at another person and thought, you're not for me. You know, it's either where the relationship was kind of established romantically for a while and someone's left, or, you know, it could have been a friendship or an acquaintanceship or whatever, or even a situationship, and they've just sort of ran away at the sight of, at the mention of commitment. I feel like the runner has a very heavy feeling that they're very burdened, and I feel like they're burdened with guilt. And I feel like there's a betrayal here as well. I feel like it's guilt about what they've done to hurt someone. Obviously, running out, you know, is hurtful. Leaving the scene, you know, this always reminds me of leaving the scene of a crime, because he's got a bloody cross and, you know, a crossbow thing, you know, and he's running out of somewhere and he's going to get on his bike and do a runner, you know, speed off. But he shouldn't, he should have stayed. Well, it could be a she, it doesn't have to be a he. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. So this is a feeling of, you know, this person couldn't make their mind up. They weren't sure. Someone, anyway, might not be this person, it might be the other person that they were sort of, you know, were talking about, a potential couple. Someone wasn't sure about something. Someone couldn't make their mind up. Firstly, someone couldn't make their mind up about whether that person was right for them. Secondly, we've got Empress, Taurus, Libra energy. Someone wasn't sure who the daddy was, and we keep getting this in your readings, and I'm so sorry if this is triggering, but someone, you know, the father of a pregnancy, of a child, the mother, one of them wasn't sure. You know, there's some speculation or some suspicion or some confusion as to who the parent is, who the dad is. Please only take this if it resonates for your situation. I'm getting, you know, someone cheated on a pregnant lady. That's one possibility. But it's, you know, just take what's yours. Someone cheated on the baby mom. Or it could even be a pregnant lady or a baby mom cheated on the baby dad's, you know, on the baby dad with someone else. You know, there's just this confusion about this pregnancy. There is as well with the runner card and the pregnant lady, someone did leave. One of the possibilities is that someone walked out on, you know, either a pregnant mother or the mother and the child. Next we have the Ten of Swords. Maybe someone, you know, again, I don't want to trigger anyone, and I'm so sorry if this has happened to you, but maybe someone lost the pregnancy, they miscarried with the Empress, Ten of Swords, and the partners walked out on them, you know, when obviously they're really bereft. This could also be a partner walking out on a pregnant partner and asking them to terminate the pregnancy. Saying, it's maybe best to terminate the pregnancy. Or it could be some other advice that the pregnancy can't carry on. Last card, Four of Swords. It's this thing again, we keep getting the Empress, Four of Swords. There is a mother figure who needs to get more rest because they're really feeling low. And hurt, emotional hurt. This is also where a relationship's ended, and this is the healing period, and this is, the guarding of the heart, cocooning oneself, maybe sort of holding up at home and not wanting to go out because of the hurt. But this is also about a pregnancy and the need for bed rest. And maybe there was some kind of illness somewhere and the pregnancy sort of was lost. The pregnancy couldn't carry on to full term, or this could be, the pregnancy won't carry on potentially to full term unless this person slows down and gets some rest because they're kind of all over maybe they're juggling too many things, they've got too much going on and they need to just, think about themselves, whether they're pregnant or whether it's an older mother figure. That there's definitely with the Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, that someone was juggled, someone was betrayed. The ending was because there was a third party situation. The person they were dealing with couldn't choose between two, that kind of thing. And I'm getting the word hibernating here as well, and I am getting that it could be you in the Four of Swords energy, Aries. It could be you, the Empress, as well. Just wanting to hibernate because you've had a really tough time. When you hit the Ten of Swords, you've hit rock bottom. But please, please, please know that this is, this is a 10. So once you get your rest and you heal, you'll sort of feel better. I feel like this, this could be this couple that I've discussed, and one was a runner. This could be your couple, potentially. And they've run out on you when you were the, you were the Empress, the Emperor, the solid, stable, dependable, righteous, good, loyal person. And they've just, maybe they can't tell the difference between lust and love. Maybe they can't tell the difference between obsession, addiction, unhealthy ways of relating to someone, and pure love. So we'll have a look at the bottom. We've got Judgment, Scorpio, Sagittarius energy. We've got Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. I feel like someone's begging for forgiveness here. Someone wants to, and I'm getting the words, assuage their guilt. So I presume someone wants a second chance. They want you to forgive them. They want to suck up to you, because there's the weight of judgment on this person for whatever they've done to you in the past. Maybe they've been judged for it karmically or judged by other people, and they don't like that. I feel like this other person cares about what other people think, and they're bearing the weight of other people's judgments. But they have betrayed you. So whoever I'm talking to, they have. So they just want to ease their guilty conscience, I feel. And you're like, no, I'm good. You're too much hard work for me. I'm good here. Nine of Pentacles. Aries is in the Nine of Pentacles energy again. I'm good on my own, thanks. And this person is like, can we meet up? Can we talk about what happened? And you're like, no, I've dropped that baggage, i.e. you. I've dropped that. I can't be, that's not, you're not my responsibility anymore. You're not, I don't have to care about you and your feelings anymore because of what you've done to me. But this as well, you see, this is, this is Hierophant, Taurus energy, Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. This is getting together to talk about a relationship, a commitment, or a marriage where, one person wanted to hang on to it because they thought it was good and they ended up getting hurt. And the Four of Pentacles is also that someone was stingy with their attentions. They might have been stingy with money, the partner. The withholding energy. And it's like, you're like, no, I'm okay. Now this Three of Cups, it could be this person who's wronged you wanting to meet up and talk about the commitment that they've had with you in the past. Or it could be your friendship circle. This could be these conversations between you and people that you trust about this particular connection. Whose ever it is, it could be a friend's connection that we're talking about in the runner situation in the pregnancy, or it could be yours. So there's something about, one thought it was for keeps and the other one just did a flit and went ghost. And I feel like you don't want to talk about it with the ghoster, but you do want to talk about it with your friends. So before I close your little reading, I'm going to pull some of these. On the bottom we've got the star. That reminds me of those little Leberkuchen, the little gingerbread Stollen biscuits, are they? Or the little German biscuits. So we've got star on the top. We've got garden, card number 20. So this is about the public. It's about the wider audience. It's about people on the outside looking in. And, I've already said that the person who's done a bunk and hurt you, they're worried about what other people will think about their past behaviour. We've got the child. Now that I come to think about it, on the 13th day of the month was something that I was channeling. So, the number 13 or the 13th date of a certain month could be significant. It could be to do with a child. So yeah, we've got there's something to do with a pregnancy or a child. And then we've got the clover, card number 2. Well, this is giving me what you, my lovely, the majority of my lovely Aries, what you say about your children, those of you that are parents. The clover, the good luck, and the star. Your children are your little stars. Now, there are some of you who've got your little stars in heaven, your angel babies. Some of you have fur babies, either here and or up in heaven at the Rainbow Bridge. And I feel very emotional, but you are blessed. You are blessed with the pregnancy, the adoption, however these babies came into your life, and look up to the stars, your little stars. Oh God. Oh dear. So that's today's reading, my darlings. I'm going to go and grab something to eat for my lunch. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'm sending you a whole heap of love and light, and prayers are getting sent out from me to you, to those of you that need them. And thank you so much for your support, your friendship, your love. I love you all. Till next time, my darlings. Bye for now.